Last week I showed you an alternative route to the Rockies, and this time I have even one more route that most families miss. And imagine that, you can spot wild bisons and walk through a lily maze even before lunch. And at the end of the road trip, you're gonna stand on a mountaintop glacier. The road trip I'm talking about is the Yellowhead road trip that 99% of families miss. And I'm about to give you in this video the full complete 7-day itinerary for the whole trip. Let's get started. So, getting back to the list, let's start with the itinerary I have here prepared for you. Let me change to the screen over here that I can show you everything that I have prepared. So, first off, that's a whole trip we're gonna go through today. 7 days from Winnipeg in Manitoba to Jasper in Alberta, an alternative route to the Rockies. And on day 1, we start in Winnipeg, as mentioned, and we're gonna drive just 2 hours drive from Winnipeg to Neepawa. Let me change over to this view that you get a better idea of what it's coming. And Neepawa is the capital city for lilies in the world, and it's only 2 hours drive away from, if I haven't already mentioned, from Manitoba, from Winnipeg. And it's a place where kids can run around through the lily fields, maybe even get some butterflies on their arms or shoulders, wherever, but it's gonna be pure magic for them. And after that, we're gonna drive over to the Prince Albert, no, not the Prince Albert, that one is in Saskatchewan, Riding Mountain National Park. And the great thing is there, they can swim in the clear lake. And when you get in there, you're gonna see why it's named Clear Lake, because it's such a clear water. And it's a famous Prairie water lake. And it's just not only a beach, it's also a dark sky preserve where evening brings the Lake Audy Bison loop. So you're gonna spot the bisons as well close by, and maybe you're gonna find some of the shooting stars. Let's head on to day 2, where we're gonna drive first 90 minutes to Minnedosa Splash Water Park. So let me move over here to see if I can find it right away. There you go, there you have the Splash Park. It's a superb fun for the kids, believe me, we've done that several times, and you're gonna be happy because you can power out your kids very easily. And from there, we're gonna drive further to Yorkton. Let me see, that's also close down here. And from Yorkton, we're gonna have a lunch break, and we will be staying at one of the city's newest fully accessible playgrounds. It's the Wanuskewin Park that has several things to do for the kids, from splash zones to playground parks where your kids can climb around and stuff. Just a perfect stop to have lunch, eating something while the kids are having fun, and you don't need to be pre-worried that they stay seated at the table. So having said that, we're gonna fast forward already to the next stop and day 3 on the list. So we're driving all the way from Manitoba to Saskatchewan. And where we're going is, actually we're driving to Saskatoon, and we visit the Western Development Museum, where kids can become train conductors for a day, ring authentic 1910 locomotive bells, and explore a complete pioneer village. It's a hands-on exhibit and it's designed for families and kids to learn hands-on and not just on displays. So which makes it a beautiful and perfect stop as a family. And here you have it on the itinerary as well. So if you want to check afterwards where to go, where to stop, it's right over here so that you won't miss out anything. And next, after all this fun, we go over to the Wanuskewin Heritage Park. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. As you may hear, I'm not native English language speaker. And at this place, that's this center, that's where indigenous guides lead you through the Bison jump cliff. It's called Waskesiu Lake. Don't blame me if I said it wrong. It's not my mother tongue. It's an Indian word I don't know how to pronounce, but you get a tour there that shows you part of a living cultural landscape with 6,000 years of human history. And there are several programs that you can take at the center. There's a family program, for example, where children try national Northern Plain gems and collect an activity badges from the visitor center as well. So you get some memories from this living history that you won't never forget. And it's definitely a beautiful spot. And it's also a great place to spot the night sky, maybe another few shooting stars. And it's in general an impressive area. You can also take hikes for more than an hour, so even around 2 hours when you need to bring your stuff. It might be something for your older kids. So with that, we're fastly moving on. From this area, we're going up to the Prince Albert National Park. But before that, if you already have pinned this stop to your next family travel adventure, then smash that thumbs button below. Jesus, how I pronounce that again. Hit subscribe for more weekly hidden gem discoveries, and drop your kids must-see stops below if you even have more that I've missed out. I might need to do another round of alternative route to the Rockies. And believe me, I read every comment you make down there, and it would help my channel tremendously. So let's get back to day number 4. So on day number 4, we have a boreal beach break at Prince Albert National Park. So when you drive there, follow the road signs to the Waskesiu in Prince National Park, where Parks Canada Interpreter runs kid-friendly programs at the Nature Center with hands-on exhibits, props, and beaver mascots that get little ones curious and don't want to leave without one. There might be even chances that you might be able to touch on real fur from beavers. That's what I've heard, but I'm not certain if that's still possible. And the Flat Lake View Drive Loop Trail is completely stroller friendly, and the beach has shallow areas ideal for young swimmers. Plus, the visitor center has ice creams, which is always a good idea with kids, we all know that. And there are also family washrooms in the area, so you can easily spend the day there. Perfect spot for families too. I probably said perfect. Felt hundreds of times now, probably gonna say it even more, but let's go on. We wanna see more of this trip. So next, we're gonna go to a bit of a special place. It's called the Giant Easter Egg Detour in Vegreville. And this place is actually famous. I've made also a blog post about it because it hosts the world's largest Pysanka. It's a 30-foot tall or 9.1 meter high Ukrainian Easter egg that rotates in the wind. So let me go to show you that. And I forgot to move on the route here. So from here, we went up here and then Vegreville. And down here on the itinerary, you're gonna see Vegreville, and here, ta-da, is the Easter egg and some other insights, but that's what you can imagine out of it. And the area is anyway famous for its Ukrainian heritage and a nice place to learn more about its heritage, especially during summer. There are some workshops available that you can even get more into it. Might be something interesting for kids, but definitely stop, as kids will love these close-up painting patterns, and a perfect Instagram stop, right? And from there, we already arrived at day 6. And sorry, before we go on, I have one little comment to make. That 7-day itinerary is easily doable in a longer time period. It's quite a sporty itinerary I've made here, but you can stretch it even longer and spend more time at each of these places, of course. But having said that, day 6, we're going to the Elk Island National Park. It's the only national park in Canada that is fenced up, and it hosts 2 bison herds. It showcases the plain bison and the wood bison in separate enclosures, and when you're gonna be there, you're gonna spot the differences in height and how they look as soon as you're there. And the Astotin Lake provides a perfect shelter place for a picnic and have a playground nearby. And if you look for an overnight stay, you might want to consider a glamping stop in or at the Elk Island National Park. It's all here on the list as well, as you see. And from here, we're going to the last stretch of this trip, the glacier finish. And this is one of the, in my point of view, most iconic drives. If you come from the eastern part of the Rockies, you cross the historic Yellowhead Pass at 1,131 meters elevation. That's the same route used by fur traders and railway builders. So basically, you're traveling with your kids through Canadian history. And you're gonna end up in Jasper National Park, and you're gonna be rewarded with views that you won't forget ever. They're massive, it's also majestic, and something that is actually could stop at every single place along the rivers, as there's tons of photo-worthy stops. Sorry, I get carried away. Day 7, Yellowhead Pass, we're gonna end up in Jasper. And when you're in Jasper, you need to take the Jasper SkyTram gondola that rides up the mountain and reveals glacier-capped peaks that seem very close to you, and even as close that you can touch them. And you might gonna find some snow spots, so you better prepare for a snow fight at top of the mountain. So well, that's what I did when I was a kid. And it's as far as I know, there's also an interpretive center at the top with family-friendly exhibits, so you get even more possibility and chances to discover. And with that, we're having the whole trip. And of course, the trip doesn't need to end here. That's one idea. You can finish off the trip in Calgary, for example, going down to Banff and then over to Calgary, or move all the way down to Vancouver, which would be another iconic drive. And you're gonna pass through several more ecosystems that are equally impressive. So from prairies to lilies, floating water parks, bisons, roadblocks, glacier peaks, all without a marathon driving days. It is a sporty drive, but none of the stops have more than 2 hours except the one drive to Vegreville. So having said that, make sure to grab the itinerary down below in the description. I have it ready for you. It's a link to my trip where you can even adjust the plan and adjust it for your personal needs. And also make sure to check out my 7-day road trip through Western Canada. It's mentioned above, which would be a perfect blend with this road trip, and maybe one idea to finish the road trip towards Vancouver. And that brings me to the next point. I've got an incredible series waiting for you with hidden gems featuring secret camping spots that the locals won't want you to know. And with that, I want to ask you if you could hit that notification bell, because then you wouldn't miss any new upcoming video, trip ideas, or even how to make your trip faster. For example, down below, I have in the description as well a link to a prompt which helps you building your road trip within 10 minutes. Try it out. It's gonna be a ton of fun creating your itineraries in the future much easier. And then also check out the upcoming videos afterwards that I'll show you where you have more ideas, and also the playlist where you find the things. And with that, see you on the next adventure. Take care, tschüss zusammen, arrivederci.